Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? So let's get back to Iraq. It looks like Sauter has threatened to pull himself and his MPs out of politics and totally resign. We spoke about that in the last video. As you can imagine, a plethora of people have reached out to him, trying to encourage him not to do so, because the government that would be formed would not be beneficial towards the Iraqi people. But there are other problems going on in that region that involve Iran, and it's not getting any better. Before we get started, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, now's the time to buy the shine. That's right. Go to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. So we've spoken about this before. Sauter's pretty content with the government that's there. He has no problem with Saleh. He has no problem with Al-Kadhimi. It says on here, he excludes the resignation of the Sauter's MPs. Al-Kadhimi's government implements what the Triple Alliance wants. Look, the biggest fear that the coordinating framework has is whoever is the MP, whoever the president is, together with Sauter, they're going to open up the crypt files and start prosecuting people. Yeah, that's a biggie for them. This is the Iraqi politician Razik confirmed today that the government of Al-Kadhimi is implementing what the Triple Alliance wants while rolling out the resignation of the Sauter's MPs. Razik said in the interview with the news, the Tripartite Alliance wants the Al-Kadhimi government to remain because it is a trio government and implements what it wants in terms of decision and appointments, noting that the Prime Minister Al-Kadhimi seeks a second term or extending the work of his government. He had the coordinated framework seeks to form a new government, but there are difficulties in negotiating as a loss of confidence between the framework and the Sauter's bloc that want to form the government according to its conditions. Razik ruled out resignations of the Sauter's movement's deputies, nor they're going to the opposition. Traffic reveals to the news that the latest developments regarding the opening of the green zone for 24 hours. For those of you who are unaware, the green zone is a main area of traffic for people to go back and forth. It's really good for business in Iraq when the green zone is open. The General Traffic Director revealed today, Saturday, the latest developments in opening the green zone for a period of 24 hours. The Director of Traffic Information told the news work is underway to arrange matters related to reopening the green zone, but the recent events and demonstrations near the area delayed the matter. Al-Qazi indicated that the plan for reopening Al-Qrande is ready and will be implemented once these procedures are completed. So Halabasi and Khanjar met with Barzani and Erbil. A source told the news that the parliament speaker, Halabasi, and the head of the Azam Alliance, Khanjar, will visit Erbil today. The source told the news that Halabasi and Khanjar will visit Erbil to meet with the leader of the Democratic Party, Barzani, to discuss the crisis in forming the new Iraqi government and find a solution to end the political impasse in Iraq. This obstruction hangs over the political process in Iraq, where about 8 months have passed since the early election, and so far the president of the republic has not been elected. So the other day, Amari was there to go visit and try to get things settled in Erbil, but of course that visit was postponed in light of the announcement made by Sauter to resign, not just him, but all his MPs. So they went ahead and just said, hey, look, there's no sense in talking. Sauter has told everybody he has no intentions, none whatsoever, of striking any kind of deal with him in the coordinating framework, period. It's not going to happen. So he's already threatened to resign, and that's put a lot of stress on pretty much all political parties. So Amir is heading back. No talks were done. Let's see if later on they could do anything to end this political crisis. This blockage is causing a lot of problems for Iraq. But there's other issues as well. Iran's drone strikes are starting to increase all over the place. They're becoming really super cocky. The cool thing about this particular article is it actually comes as an audio as well. Let's listen in.
Iran's drone war over Iraq is getting dangerous. Analysis. A drone incident on Wednesday night highlights the dangers of their proliferation and Iran's spreading of attack drones across the Middle East. 3 Iraqi civilians were injured in an explosive drone attack in northern Iraq at around 9:30 on Wednesday night. The location is important. The incident occurred near Erbil, on what is known as the Pirmam Road in Shahs. This area connects the Kurdistan region of Iraq's capital to the city of Shaqlawa. It is also near where a new U.S. consulate is being built. The full details of the attack are not yet clear, but it is significant in the larger context of Iran and its proxies using drones to strike at U.S. targets, including its partners and allies in the region. This includes drone threats against Israel, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Iraq's Kurdistan region and others. Why now? The larger global context. The latest incident comes as the International Atomic Energy Agency Board of Governors voted to adopt a resolution calling on Iran to provide information about its undeclared nuclear sites. The remains of the wreckage of a drone that was shot down are seen at Ain al-Assad Air Base in Anbar province. It also comes in the wake of Iran's seizure of 2 Greek ships in the Gulf as punitive actions, in response to the confiscation of Iranian oil by the United States the previous day, only heightening the tensions. Additionally, on May 30, pro-Iranian militias targeted U.S. forces at Al-Azad Air Base in Iraq. Iranian reports at the time claimed it was carried out specifically near the designated area of the new U.S. consulate. Location. The road from Erbil to Shaqlawa, where the attack took place, is often crowded at night. In the heat of the summer, many people in Erbil stay up late and tend to go out for late tea, food, or to smoking lounges. Erbil is a successful and secure city, and Iran and its proxies have tried to damage its security in the past. Drones are one sure method for doing so, because the city has no real defenses against them. Who uses drones and why? Iran has, in recent years, moved drone technology to its proxies in Iraq, as well as flooded the region with armed drones. Hezbollah has thousands of drones, some of them likely capable of carrying ammunition and acting as a kamikaze weapon. The Houthis in Yemen use drones against Saudi Arabia all the time. Iran is pioneering drone warfare. The Islamic Republic used drones and cruise missiles in September 2019 against Abqaiq, a Saudi Aramco-gated community that holds oil processing facilities in eastern Saudi Arabia. IT used drones against Israel in February 2018, and then again in May 2021, when it launched one from Iraq. Just this year, Tehran tried to fly drones over Iraq toward Israel, however, the US-led coalition shot them down. Israel also used F-35s to down Iranian drones last year. Iran and its militias field the drones, which can be flown from almost anywhere because they are not very large, and can be launched from a catapult or a truck. Iran usually supplies a mix of drones and 107mm and 122mm rockets to its militias. It also uses ballistic missiles with increasing precision. For instance, Iran targeted the Azad base in January 2020 after the US killed IRGC Quds Force Commander Qasem Soleimani. Tension in Kurdish territory. In recent years, Iran has rapidly increased its attacks on Erbil. The US has moved forces out of most facilities in Iraq, such as Taji, and concentrated them around the Kurdistan region's capital. So Iran now sees Erbil as the headquarters of not only the US presence, but also an Israeli one. This was a key feature of Iran's March attack on an area outside the region's most populous city that damaged a large home. This happened again when an Iranian drone targeted a hangar at Erbil International Airport in April 2021. US media said the hangar was used by the CIA. This means Iran has the intelligence and is sending messages using its drones and rockets. Rockets have also recently targeted a Turkish base near Bashika and the Kalak oil refinery. Thus, Iran is saying it can strike Turkish forces, the US, and Kurdish authorities if it wants. It even sent drones to its militia allies in Iraq to target Prime Minister Mustafa Kadhimi. Iran sees no red lines these days against using drones. In response, Israel has upped the rhetoric on Iran's drone threats, including in a speech by Defense Minister Benny Gantz, in which he said that Iran was trying to complete the production and installation of 1,000 advanced IR-6 centrifuges, including at a new underground facility being built near Natanz. He also noted that the belligerent regime supplies Venezuela with drones, and that it has also set up a drone factory in Tajikistan. In recent weeks, there have been reports that key members of Tehran's drone program might have been targeted in Iran, and that a drone targeted a facility in Parchin. This means that Iran is concerned about drone threats. Iran uses drones and rockets largely because of plausible deniability. It can easily move the pieces to groups in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen. Then the groups can fly the systems, and Iran can pretend it had nothing to do with the attacks. The recent incident appears to have harmed civilians, leaving questions about what has actually occurred.
So it's bad enough they have the drone technology and they use it. It's bad enough that they give it to enemies of the United States. Them giving drone technology to Venezuela, who is not that far from us. They really aren't. Their border is right down the street from us, so to speak. So that's not a good thing. So Iran, as you can see, is stirring up the crap over there in the Middle East. Of course, Iran wants to do everything it can to make sure that it absolutely controls Iraq, because Iraq is a pivotal location for a lot of different countries, but mainly for Iran. So if they could cause enough problems over there and keep people from Iraq, they could do everything they can to continue to try to convert Iraq into an Islamic state. Now, are they going to be successful? I don't think so. There's a lot of people over there in Iraq rising up against Iran. They're tired of it. But as you can see, Iran has no intentions on letting Iraq go, to the point where they're actually drone striking people like the Prime Minister Al-Kadhimi. Something has to be done to Iran. They've been getting away with this type of stuff for a long time. Anyways, that's it for now, you guys. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.